When I first started getting serious about improving myself and actualizing my full potential and also getting into online business and entrepreneurship, I very quickly found myself stuck in the hustle trap. And I was stuck in that trap for many painful months and months. But eventually I had such an eye-opening experience that I got myself out of that trap for good and stayed out and also changed my life in the end. And before I get ahead of myself, let me take you to the beginning of the story. And the story begins one time when I heard a voice in the distance. And the thing is that this voice was shouting at me, actually. And they were saying, hey, are you alright? And so I opened my eyes and found myself lying on the grass next to a busy road. And now awake, I very quickly realized that that voice in the distance was the police. And the grass was actually very nice and fresh. A nice fresh green, but my mind wasn't so fresh because I was honestly extremely confused. I thought to myself, how long was I out for? And honestly, I still don't know the answer to this day, but it was clearly long enough for the police to arrive. And I suppose the real question here is, how did I find myself there in the first place? And well, the answer is that no, I wasn't wasted, I wasn't homeless, and I certainly wasn't actually dead. Instead, I was completely run down. And the thing was that I had actually the reason I was there on that grass in the first place is because I had just finished up my weekly Sunday half marathon. But the thing is that it wasn't that run that got me so run down. Instead, I actually just used those runs to get the pain out of me. That's all. And where that pain came from in the first place was from my work. Because my work was a constant mental suffering. I worked 14-hour days, 6 days a week. At 17, and honestly I resisted my existence. Waking up each morning and getting out of bed was a dread. My social life was non-existent, and rest was a luxury, honestly. A nuisance and a luxury. And the reason I say nuisance is because I was once again so caught up in this hustle culture that I thought I had to grind harder and harder. And that was all I ever should do. And the thing is that how I got myself, or why I started all that in the first place, was because I was actually just extremely determined to achieve my goals and give back to my family because they deserve the world and I will give it to them, I told myself. And it's just simply what I've got to do, I told myself. I said it's my duty. And so I knew back then that my desires or my goals weren't the problem, but the real problem was simply my path, which I didn't know at that point, but I know now looking back. And the reason for that is because I've got my dog with me, by the way. That's probably you can hear in the distance. Riley, 1 minute. And the reason is because the path I was on wasn't actually even a path. I was on a treadmill. And so when I searched for hacks and tactics online on how I could run faster or harder, Sure, they did help me run faster or harder and, get more done, but I ran faster on the same treadmill. And so, no wonder I felt like I was spinning my wheels. And I didn't need to run faster or harder. I needed to get off of the treadmill so I could stop feeling like I was spinning my wheels. And I didn't realize that for months. And yeah, quite honestly, I just struggled for a lot longer. But eventually I did realize that I had to get off that treadmill and find my own path. And the answer was that I didn't need to look for answers out there on how to run faster, harder, because the answers weren't out there. The answers were within me. I had to look within and find a path that I could align with. A path that would align with who I truly am. My strengths, my curiosities, my unique ways of thinking, my values and my purpose. And, people so often say that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And that may be true, but that's only half of the truth. And the real truth is that it's only by combining your talents and your heart and hard work that you can become truly irreplaceable. And I say that because, today, in a world of rising AI, AI is taking over more and more jobs. If we're just working as hard as possible, then we're going to get replaced by AI because AI can work harder than any human on Earth. It's extremely efficient, it can work super hard. It doesn't need breaks. And so our strength as humans lies actually in creativity and connection, because AI can't truly replace human creativity. And so that's why I realized that the real answer is actually not working as hard as possible, but not doing things right, really, but doing the right things. And Warren Buffett has a quote for this, and I'll paraphrase it now. He said, to be successful, what really matters is not how hard you row, it's being in the right boat in the first place. And I learned that it's about being in the right boat that is a boat that aligns with you. Because you can row as hard as you like, as I did. But the thing is that I was rowing so hard that I didn't realize my boat was sinking. And so, I'm going to wrap this up here. But long story short, the lesson I learned here that it's not about grinding and chasing, it's about aligning and flowing. And when you do that, you find that you're in flow and you no longer need to chase success, because success becomes inevitable and success ends up chasing you. So I wish you all the best, and remember, it's already there within you, and you just have to look within. Until next time, be mega. Ciao.